SEN Spirit, Jared with you right across the southwest, and we're now catching up with the team from Red Ink and SW1 Homes. We've got Shannon and Trevor in the studio with us. How are you, team?
I'm good, thanks, Jared.
Hello, how are you?
Great to have you in the studio, and let's kick it off, as I like to every interview. Tell us a little bit about Red Ink and SW1 Homes and what they're all about.
Yes, we've got the two brands from the Scott Park Group here in the southwest, SW1 Homes, which is a great brand of choice for a first home buyer or an investor, someone that's looking for a pretty simple floor plan and they want to have all their finishes taken care of without having to go through, I guess, a laborious pre-start process. There's some really affordable packages in that brand. And then we also have our Red Ink product, which is more sort of the custom designs, some really beautiful finishes. People can pick and choose and literally take a red pen to the floor plan. And we find, that's more second home buyers or people looking for their forever home.
And Trev, it's important when you're building a home to make sure you do your due diligence and have all your I's crossed and your T's and all those sayings to make sure that you don't run into red tape or anything. And that's what the team at Red Ink and SW1 do.
Yeah, and we pride ourselves on the information that we provide to our clients. It's quite often, the people that don't enjoy an experience with the building is probably from a lack of understanding or information that could have been explained to them throughout the process and part of the journey as well, because that's exactly what happens. You go on a journey with a builder and, you're in a relationship for a long time.
And let's we've opened it up to the social world and the YouTube world and the Instagram and the Facebooks and everywhere in between to ask some questions. And we spoke about this last time you were in, Shen. No question's a stupid question, really, because it's the biggest investment you're probably going to make in your life, or maybe even the second time you've done it.
Yep, that's right. There's no stupid question. I've probably asked it before if someone else is asking it. And I think until you start this journey, you don't realise sort of the intricacies of building, and that's exactly what we are here for. If you didn't get your question in, you can still pop in and ask us, obligation free, to have a chat about building, because there is a lot of info out there. But hopefully we can address most of the ones that were sent in today.
Yeah, let's crack into them, because there's some great questions here, and this was one that if I was going to be buying and also building, should I buy land first or talk to the builder first? What's the best way to do that?
Oh, that's a good one. Look, a lot of people are quite, I guess, fixated on where they want to be as well. So quite often they make a decision, this is where we're going to build a home. But it's all of the detail that you need to understand with that particular block, how close it is to the coast or breaking surf, if it's close to bushland, if there's a bow rating related to it. You might be close to a busy highway. There could be noise attenuation next to an airport. Those sort of things can impact on the cost associated with building. If you don't anticipate those, or it's an unknown from the start, or those questions aren't being asked, and the consultant from another building company isn't telling you that detail, then you could set yourself up for a bit of a shock at the end.
And I guess then, how long does it take for the whole building process? Because we all want to be there tomorrow, right? But unfortunately, realistically, you can't put a house up in a day. They say Rome wasn't built in a day, but a house can be built in about a year, I would say.
Yeah, and look, it's and I don't think I answered the original question. The original question, should you speak to a builder? Absolutely. When you chat to us, we're quite transparent with the detail that we do provide. In terms of the length and the duration, it depends again on the block. What we're finding with some of the new stages and with the developers is you're buying those blocks pre-title, so they're not actually they're off the plan and they're not constructed. So there could be a bit of work to do in developing that block before you could start the build. Others are buying titled land or splitting a block up, and that can take a process as well. So what we find is in the immediate areas, Busselton, even Margaret River nowadays, but certainly Vass, Busselton, Capel, Dayella, Kingston, our immediate surrounds, we can actually average a build time of about 27 weeks.
Wow.
And again, depending on the intricacy within the build as well. So our timeframes have significantly come down. The total duration, if you came to us with a titled block, is we could guarantee a 12-month process. We've had a client do that with us recently, and we were able to fast-track them. They needed that for their finance particularly, and we got to site in less than 14 weeks.
Wow. Wow, that's
Yeah.
that's
So
incredible.
this time next year, you could be in your
Yeah, in your
own
new
house.
home.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
with
a
a guarantee.
Yeah, that's a great way to think about it. This sitting here in August next year, and you're in your nice new home, fighting away with all this cold weather, hopefully. And is it cheaper to build or buy an established home?
We get this one a bit.
Yeah, fair bit. And it was good. There was a lot of questions around that as well. And again, timeframes. So what we're finding with a lot of people that are trying to get into the established market, a lot of the homes that are going on the market or you see on, that are being advertised, quite often they're already sold as well. So some people are taking 12 months to make a decision, maybe I should build, and then they wasting time in that process as well. So I think if you're going to do your homework, do it all together. Come and have a look at building and buying established. Certainly with the value and the demand, I think in Perth property markets, they've dropped by over 500 listings in less than 2 or 3 weeks as well. So not enough homes are coming on the market to service the demand. That's pushing prices up. So quite often you're buying an established property north of what I think, in comparative to what you could build, is the values in building.
Yeah, and then we had the question about construction loans. So people often think that they're renting or they're staying somewhere while they're building, but a construction loan is different to your average house loan. So you're only paying the repayments until a certain point, and then you start on the land. Until a certain point, and then you start paying off the home loan.
Yep.
Which is there's savings there that maybe people don't realise either.
Yeah, and that comes back to asking all these important questions,
Yeah.
and that's why we're here today. This one's a big one for me because this is kind of where I'm at, and a lot of people would be at. Is it cheaper to build or renovate?
Oh, good question. So I'm a chippy.
That comes from Jared
My
O'Brien
husband-
from Eaton. That one. That
My
question.
husband's a chippy.
Yeah, I've done 3 renovations. Again, you're dressing up something that you want, I think, or in the area. In terms of renovation, there's that golden rule. Whatever your budget is, triple it, and that usually comes out sort of bang on. So if you think a kitchen's probably going to cost you about 50 grand, there's all of the work involved in ripping out and fixing up and doing a repair, and then trying to mediate the work in amongst something that could be wrong as well or challenging. When you're buying, it's certainly cheaper because of the ease. Trades want to rock up, and I'm being a tradie myself.
Yeah.
You'd want all of the work that's as easy as possible that's going to pay you effectively as well for your time. And so when you've got designs that are easy, almost, I wouldn't say cookie cutter, but without the challenge in the construction phase, it's certainly more attractive to a trade, especially whilst everyone's busy. So.
Yeah, and it's pretty easy to line them up on a site that no one's living at. You can literally go bang, 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 whereas a renovation, can't explain how frustrating and how long it takes.
There's a lot of
And if-
experience coming through in
Can you
that.
sense
Well,
it?
if you're doing a renovation, a lot of people try and tackle that themselves because they're like, there's Bunnings, I can just whip down and do it myself. Better Homes and Gardens, I think, is the worst culprit of encouraging people to go and chop up their home and try and fix it. But then you're at the mercy of trades, and then if anyone's tried to organise an electrician or a chippy or a pay, you're waiting weeks and months sometimes. So again, trades want consistent work, and that's where, from our perspective, when we can guarantee them consistency and really good fair rates, they want to rock up day after day and get that. Because for them, it's cash flow as well. So.
Yeah. And is there any grants or incentives that we can get? Maybe the government's going to pay out some money. Is there anything like that at the moment?
Yeah, there is. There's still the first home buyers. The advantage of building as well versus buying established is that you only pay stamp duty on the block. An incentive for the first home buyers, along with the first home buyers grant, is they actually get out of not having to pay stamp duty on their home as well, or the land. So that's a massive saving, sometimes up to close to about 15 to 18 grand, depending on the block that they choose.
And I guess something that's come out of this conversation, what's the difference between titled and untitled land for those like me that are uneducated?
Yeah. You can go try.
Okay. so titled is basically you've got your certification on your land, it's logged within Landgate, and it's ready to build on. Non-titled is something that's still pending all of the approvals behind the scenes from a for the developer to then on-sell that to a client as well. So you need the title within your name to then be able to apply for the build permit. Build permit with the build and the client's details need to go hand in hand. So we need to wait for that process to be in place before you can get your build permit.
I think that sort of goes back to the first question as well. Would you buy a block before talking to a builder? Our sales reps know about these untitled blocks that are coming up, and they might not be out there on the market now, but they know they're coming. So to that point, I would definitely talk to a builder first, just because they know what's coming up and what's available. So you might have your heart set on a block, but we might know of another one coming up that you haven't even considered yet.
Yeah, I guess it's a bit comparable. I wouldn't go out there and go, I know what I'm talking about at block, and you probably wouldn't walk here and go, know how to do a breakfast show. So it's kind of. I knew I was going to cop that. That was I should have kept that one in here. And this one to round things out, because we've got 1,000 questions. I reckon we're going to have to do this again because there's a heap of questions.
Yep.
What does house and land package actually include? We see all the bells and the whistles and what we're going to finish up with, but what does it include when you put your money into it?
Look, full transparency, quite a lot of the time, builders are advertising their cheapest product on a cheapest block of land within that area. And therefore, the questions need to be asked, what's included in that? So is that a turnkey? And what does turnkey mean? Is it landscaped? Is it reticked? Is it blinds, flooring, paint? Different builders have, our turnkey means aircon, paint and flooring, but not all of the other. You really need to dive into asking those questions as well. And when the consultant that you're sitting in front of is reluctant or unaware of what's included, maybe that should be a red flag. Our guys and girls on our team are very thorough with the way that they explain to clients because we can do one of two things. Me being a chippy, I'd do all my own flooring, my own finishings. I'd take out paving. I'd do aggregate on my driveways and alfrescos. I'd do a decking around my. I want to do all of that work myself, so I wouldn't pay a builder to do that. Others are like, there's no chance that I would even entertain that. So just get it all done for me. So that's where you can tailor it. Nothing's free in your home. The door handles, the stone bench tops, the aircon, no one's giving away that. So really, if it's free, it's just bundled into the price. So break down and do a comparison of what you're getting, what's included, and then look at look where the value's coming from.
And speaking for our own business, they should always include site works. So that's another thing that sometimes if you're not familiar with blocks and where we're building, people might not know how much is involved in site works, but house and land package prices should always include the site works, which ours do. Yeah.
I've learnt a lot, and as I do from these every time, and there's a lot more questions here that we can do. But just one more I'm going to throw at you to round it out with, and this is the most important part. We all know that money doesn't grow on trees. How much do I need to actually build? And if I've maybe got a low deposit or credit issues, is there some stuff around that to finish things off today?
Absolutely. So there's lots of schemes available. So there's the single parent scheme, there's a low deposit scheme. I've got clients that are building their second time with us. They've got enough equity within their homes that they don't actually need a deposit as well. So every person's circumstance is a bit different. And what we have is brokers on hand to be able to answer your questions, quickly look at what your scenario looks like, and then bundle a package as well, because walking into the NAB or the Commonbank or ANZ, the big four, which by all means they're dropping rates at the moment as well with anticipation of what's happening to come with the RBA, they won't potentially be able to offer you those alternative packages as well. So best off speaking to a broker, because we have unique products that can tailor a client's needs in that space as well.
Yeah, as there might be some more questions and answers to come.
From that,
and the way to go answer those and speak to the people and have this exact conversation we're having right here, because you're going to get the same answers as I ask when you go into the showrooms, is go and see the team at Reading and SW1 Homes if you are looking at building. Shan, where can we find you?
Yep, so SW1 Homes in between Rebel Sport and JB Hi-Fi at the front of the Homemaker Centre there in Bunbury. Reading Homes behind Bunnings, 5 Warehouse Street. We also have an office in Busselton on the corner of Kent and Queen Street. And exactly right. Come in and have a chat. Or if you don't want to talk to anyone yet, jump on our websites. The SW1 website even has a form and you can fill it out to see what you qualify for. So you can do all of that without actually having to speak to someone if you're that way inclined.
It's all.
Oh, sorry, and I was actually going to say in the coming weeks we're actually going to hold an information session as well. So we'll have canapes, some drinks, a questionnaire day where people can just come and have a chat. It's a bit different to our standard open days. They may just want to ask questions and, we can talk about what's happening in the market and from a building perspective, what you can expect as well in higher detail that you might not get in, 5 minutes? 7 minutes?
Nearly 15 minutes.
Time flies.
It does fly when you're having fun. Go and see the team at Reading and SW1 Homes. They'll be happy to help out, have a chat, get a little bit more involved in the deep conversation that you may need. And at the end of it, hopefully you'll come out with exactly what you need and all the facts and figures you need to go forward and build your house. Shannon, Trevor, thanks for joining us today.
Thanks so much, Jared.
Thanks, mate.